So I told you on Thursday we were going to talk about meeting characters on Disney Cruise Line today. This has nothing to do with Walt Disney World. This is just strictly Disney Cruise Line related. So meeting characters on board a Disney ship. Before you even get on the ship, you will have the opportunity to meet one character at a time. You know, I think they're every 15 minutes, just like they are on the ship. When you get on the ship and you have your personal navigator, your daily navigator, there will be a specific section specifically discussing characters. That's the paper navigator. And so you'll be able to see the time and the place on the paper navigator. Let's say you have the app. It will be really easy. You just filter the activities for characters and it will show you where you can meet them and when. Sometimes on the app it's easier because you can, like, let's say you want to meet Mickey Mouse but the line is too long, or like they've already closed down the line. What you can do is on the app you pick like the Mickey Mouse under the character thing, you pick that, and then there's like a section where you can click like show all times or something, and it will show you like today there are more and tomorrow, and it will show you the time and the place. So you can like heart these activities, so it will give you a reminder. If you heart it on the app will give you a notification. I think it's 15 minutes before it happens, and so that will help you get there on time. Okay, so there are some ticketed character meet and greets on board Disney Cruise Line. These are not these are not extra cost, okay? You don't pay extra for these, but what happens is when your onboard booking window opens, you must select these as an event that you want to do, okay? So you just have to sign up for a time. It's no charge, but it's the Princess meet and greet and the Frozen meet and greet. Now, I've had varied experiences with these. They've all been great, but the Princess meet and greet is usually Cinderella, Tiana, Belle, and Ariel. And the Frozen meet and greet, I have met Anna and Elsa before, and the last time I was on the ship, I met Anna, Elsa, and Olaf. Now, the Frozen meet and greet is almost always in Animator's Palette. So when you walk in, the screens all around the restaurant are like Frozen scenes, and so it kind of sets the mood. It's really neat. It's really cool. They line up all the chairs, so it's like a distinct walking path to where you're supposed to be. It's set up really well. Let's see, how else can you meet characters? The character breakfast. Did you know that there's a character breakfast on board? There is. This is something else that is not an extra cost, okay? So you don't pay for the breakfast. It's another thing that you have to like book online before you get on the ship. On shorter cruises, I believe it's like, I think 7 nights or less, it's Disney Junior characters. So like Vampirina and who else is there? I don't know Disney Junior characters, but like Disney Junior characters will be at the character breakfast on cruises like 7 nights and shorter, if I'm not mistaken. On longer cruises, longer than 7 nights, like on the Panama Canal cruise, there will be several character breakfasts, but they are not Disney Junior breakfasts. These are like the Fab Five. So it's Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, Goofy, and sometimes Daisy. But anyway, you'll get those characters in the character breakfast on the longer itineraries. So special itineraries like Star Wars Day at Sea, Marvel Day at Sea, very maritime cruises, Halloween cruises. So Star Wars, you'll get to meet Star Wars characters. They don't do signatures, they do photos. Marvel, they will do photos. Halloween, you'll get to meet Jack and Sally. Christmas cruises, you'll get to meet Santa and Mrs. Claus, and they do like story time. The very maritime cruises are extra special, like very, very, very extra special. I love them so much. Pirate night. Okay, so pirate night on board is really fun, but it's not just at nighttime. So pirate night is really sort of pirate all day, because they will play the pirate movies on Funnel Vision sometimes. They'll play pirate music in the hallways. The cast members dress in pirate clothes. There are so some really extra special pirate characters you get to meet. So Captain Hook and Mr. Smee are walking around the ship and they'll do meet and greets. There's Pirate Stitch. There's Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh, okay. I forgot about this one. If you're walking around the ship, kind of like bedtime-ish, sometimes you will see like Goofy in his nightgown and cap sleepwalking. So he doesn't sign anything, but he is sleepwalking through the ship, and sometimes that's just really fun to see. It's a really fun experience. I'm being kicked. Okay, so the places you will meet these characters. Like the princess meet and greet is in the atrium. A lot of characters will meet in the atrium. There are like photo places set up around the atrium for character meet and greets. A lot of characters will meet on deck 4 and sometimes even on deck 5. When you walk on the ship, you kind of walk through this alcove, and then during the cruise they will actually turn that alcove into a photo studio for like Tinkerbell or Woody or Buzz. So those are some cool characters you'll get to meet, but that's in the atrium, but just like off the atrium on deck 3, so it's just right there. You might even get to meet some characters on the pool deck if the weather is nice. And most of the time, like unless it's raining, they will do meet and greets up on deck. I think the pool deck is deck 9 on the Wonder and the Magic and 11 on the Dream and the Fantasy. So like Alaska cruises, you might get to meet some characters up on deck 9, or well, I guess it would be deck 9 on the Wonder. But you might get to meet some really fun characters up like by the pool, and so that's really fun because it's a different background, and sometimes they're wearing like their swimsuits or their Castaway Cay outfits, and that's really fun. Speaking of Castaway Cay, you might get to meet some really cool characters on Castaway Cay. So when you get off the ship, there are several places to meet characters as you're walking to the beach. So there's the post office, which is actually a functioning post office. And you can meet some characters there. I've met Stitch there before. I've met Daisy there before, like lots of characters there. There's another place with a cannon just as you're walking, and you can meet Captain Jack Sparrow there also if you missed him on Pirate Night. And you'll get to meet Goofy and Mickey and Minnie, like those fun characters as you're walking to the family beach. There are some perks to doing a longer itinerary cruise. So if you do something like a transatlantic cruise or a Panama Canal cruise, where you're on the ship for more than 10 days. I know on the Panama Canal cruise that I was on most recently, they had what they called a Pixar Pals dance party. That was so much fun because they brought out like Doug and Russell from Up, and Mr. and Mrs. Incredible from The Incredibles, and Sully, and her name is Mary, but everybody calls her Boo from Monsters, Inc. Of course, Buzz and Woody were there. I honestly don't remember all the characters, but there were a bunch of Pixar pals there, and it was so much fun because they played music and they were all dancing. It was really fun. If you want to meet Tiana in her white dress where she's in a restaurant, you can go to Tiana's place on the Wonder, but that's of course only on the Wonder. You can meet Rapunzel at Rapunzel's Royal Table on the Magic, but of course that's only on the Magic, so if you're sailing on those ships, you'll get to meet those characters there. Also, on the longer cruises, on longer itineraries, they will do this really special event where they bring out the Fab Five plus Daisy, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Pluto, Daisy, into the atrium, and they will do group shots. So like when you meet characters, usually it's you and this other character, or your children and this character, or like your family and this character. It's usually never you and several characters together, but sometimes on the longer cruises, not every day, it's a super special event and it's always got a long line, but sometimes you will get to do group shots with these characters, and that is really cool. They will always have like a professional photographer for all of these meet and greets. They will always take a picture with your camera, but they take a picture with their camera too. So there's the professional photographer with their professional camera taking your picture with the character, and there's the cast member character handler taking pictures with your phone or your camera. Another meet and greet that I've seen on longer itineraries is you get to meet Goofy and Max together. So it's like Goofy and his son, and that's really fun. And sometimes they'll do like Mickey and Minnie together. I wish they did Winnie the Pooh. Like I want Winnie the Pooh on the ship with me. I just feel like that would be wonderful, but maybe he doesn't like water, that's fine, you know. Their outfits change. So like on formal night, they're all dressed up in their formal stuff, and when they're at Castaway Cay, they're wearing really fun like Castaway Cay outfits. So the characters' outfits change throughout the cruise too. So it's not like every time you meet them, they're wearing the same thing. So pirate night, they're all dressed up in their pirate night stuff. Their Halloween costumes are really, really cute. They have really fun Christmas outfits for the Very Merry Time cruises. So sometimes you'll get to meet them in really special outfits. You don't pay extra for any of these meet and greets. It's important to know that some of these you do have to book in advance. Okay, so think about the character breakfast. Now the character breakfast, I didn't really talk about this. With the character breakfast, it's sort of like, it's not private. So when you book the character breakfast, let's say you have a party of 4, the table that they will have you sit at is probably a table of 8. So you might be seated with another family, but the character breakfast is always so much fun because you're sitting down and you order your breakfast from a menu, and it's not a buffet, and the waiters will make you like hats out of your napkin, and sometimes it's like a mini bow, and sometimes it's like a Peter Pan hat, and I mean it's always really fun to see what they create for you out of napkins to wear on your head, and it's just so much fun. But yeah, if you're uncomfortable sharing a table with another family, maybe just mention that when you show up for your breakfast reservation, and I'm sure they will do their best to help you, but like there may be nothing they can do. So just make some new friends, have a good time, because maybe they will take your picture with a character and you don't have to have one of your party do it. So anyway, that's all. If you have any questions, ask them and I will answer them. So thank you for watching. You will see me really soon. Bye.